Ladies and gentlemen, imagine a battlefield where the sky is gray, the wind is sharp, and towering titans move like unstoppable giants. Soldiers hesitate, hearts race, blades tremble, and then, there's one figure standing perfectly still. Calm, focused, unshaken. That figure is Levi Ackerman. When we talk about why Levi is feared by titans, the first thing that rises above everything else is his unmatched combat speed and surgical precision. On a battlefield where chaos is the norm and fear spreads faster than fire, Levi moves with a level of control that feels almost unreal. Titans are massive, unpredictable, and overwhelmingly strong. Most soldiers rely on teamwork, distractions, and risky sacrifices just to take one down. Levi, however, turns every encounter into a calculated execution. His speed is not reckless. It's refined. The moment he activates his ODM gear, his body becomes perfectly synchronized with momentum and gravity. He doesn't swing wildly or waste gas with unnecessary movements. Every anchor point is chosen with purpose. Every rotation tightens his angle of attack. While others struggle to find an opening, Levi creates one within seconds. By the time a titan even attempts to react, he has already repositioned himself behind its blind spot. What makes this terrifying for titans, especially the intelligent ones, is that Levi never appears rushed. There's no panic in his eyes, no frantic breathing, no emotional outburst. His face remains cold, focused, almost bored. That calm expression sends a powerful message. This isn't a desperate human trying to survive. This is a predator who knows exactly how the fight will end. Precision is where Levi truly separates himself from every other soldier. Titans can regenerate, which makes random slashing useless. You have to strike the exact nape, cleanly and decisively. Levi doesn't just hit the target, he eliminates it with flawless timing. His blades move in tight arcs, never excessive, never sloppy. It's as if he has memorized the exact distance, depth, and angle required to end the fight instantly. One clean motion, and the titan collapses before it fully understands what happened. There's also the rhythm of his combat. Levi doesn't simply attack once and retreat. He chains movements together seamlessly. Hook, spin, slice, release, reposition, attack again. It flows like a perfectly rehearsed sequence, but in reality, it's happening in real time under life or death pressure. That rhythm makes him unpredictable. Titans swing their massive arms, trying to swat him out of the air, but he's already gone, circling, rising, diving. He uses their size against them, turning their strength into vulnerability. Another key factor is his ability to read the battlefield instantly. Levi processes information faster than most soldiers can react. He calculates distance, wind resistance, gas levels, titan behavior, and terrain in seconds. While others are overwhelmed by the scale of danger, Levi simplifies it. To him, the titan isn't a monster, it's a target with a weak point. Even abnormal titans, known for erratic movements, struggle to track him. Their unpredictable behavior becomes meaningless when facing someone who adapts midair. Levi adjusts angles without losing speed. If a titan shifts unexpectedly, he redirects seamlessly. That level of adaptability is what transforms speed into dominance. Over time, this consistent display of flawless execution builds something even more powerful than physical strength: reputation. Intelligent titans and enemies who witness Levi in action begin to recognize a pattern. Whenever he appears, titans fall. Quickly, cleanly, without drama. That reputation alone creates tension before he even draws his blades. Levi's combat speed and precision aren't flashy, for the sake of spectacle. They are disciplined, efficient, and mercilessly controlled. And that control is exactly why titans, creatures designed to inspire terror, end up facing something far worse when they cross paths with humanity's strongest soldier. Beyond speed and technique, the deeper reason Levi is feared lies in the mysterious power flowing through his blood, the awakened strength of the Ackerman clan. In a world where titans dominate through overwhelming size and regeneration, the Ackermans stand as a rare anomaly. They are human, yet when their power awakens, they operate on a completely different level. Levi is the purest example of what that awakening looks like in its most refined form. The Ackerman bloodline is not about flashy transformations or visible energy bursts. It is far more subtle and far more dangerous. When activated, it unlocks the body's hidden potential and fuses it with battle experience. It is said that an Ackerman gains access to the combat skills of their predecessors, almost like inherited memory. For Levi, this translates into instinct that feels supernatural. He doesn't need to overthink movements. His body already knows what to do. This is what makes him terrifying. Titans rely on brute force. Even intelligent titans depend on strategy layered over power. But Levi's awakened state blends instinct, precision, and overwhelming physical ability into one seamless force. His muscles react faster than conscious thought. His balance is nearly perfect. His reflexes operate at the edge of what seems humanly possible. There's a moment in every intense battle where hesitation can mean death. Most soldiers, no matter how brave, experience that split second of doubt. Levi does not. The Ackerman awakening removes that mental lag. His mind becomes clear, razor sharp, focused solely on the objective. It's not that he lacks fear, it's that his instincts override it. The moment danger appears, his body responds automatically, like a weapon drawn without command. Physically, the enhancement is undeniable. His grip strength, endurance, and explosive movement surpass trained elites. When he accelerates through the air, it feels less like propulsion and more like controlled flight. His turns are sharper. His strikes carry devastating force. Titans that normally shrug off multiple attacks fall in seconds under his assault. The difference is not just skill, it's the amplification of everything he already mastered. But what truly elevates this power is Levi's discipline. Power without control can become chaos. The Ackerman strength could easily consume someone reckless. Levi, however, tempers it with strict self-control. He does not waste energy. He does not show off. He uses exactly what is necessary, nothing more, nothing less. That restraint makes the power even more frightening because it is always measured. There's also a psychological layer to the Ackerman curse. The power awakens through intense emotional triggers, often tied to loyalty or survival. Once awakened, an Ackerman feels a deep sense of purpose, sometimes bordering on compulsion. For Levi, that purpose is protecting humanity and fulfilling his duty without compromise. This unwavering drive turns him into something relentless. Titans may overpower armies, but they cannot intimidate someone whose very identity is rooted in unbreakable resolve. Even enemies who understand the Ackerman bloodline approach Levi with caution. They know that standard tactics won't work. Overwhelm him, he adapts. Outlast him, his stamina defies expectation. Outsmart him, his instincts close the gap before the strategy unfolds. The awakened Ackerman state makes him unpredictable because it merges human intelligence with primal combat awareness. Ultimately, Levi's bloodline power is feared because it represents humanity at its absolute peak. Not mutated, not transformed, just fully unleashed. In a world where Titans are seen as the pinnacle of physical dominance, Levi's existence challenges that belief. He stands as living proof that human potential, when awakened and disciplined, can rival even the most terrifying monsters. And that realization alone is enough to make Titans face something they were never meant to experience: fear. Strength and bloodline power alone do not explain why Levi is feared. What truly elevates him above other soldiers is his cold mindset, razor-sharp battle intelligence, and absolute lack of hesitation under pressure. On a battlefield filled with screaming, collapsing structures, and unpredictable Titan movement, the greatest enemy is often panic. Levi simply does not panic. From the outside, his calm demeanor can seem almost emotionless. His expression rarely changes, his voice stays steady. Even when facing overwhelming odds, there is no visible rush of adrenaline controlling his actions. That emotional restraint is not emptiness, it is discipline. Levi understands that fear clouds judgment, and in a world where one miscalculation leads to death, clarity is survival. His intelligence in combat goes far beyond basic tactics. Levi reads situations almost instantly. He studies enemy patterns within seconds of engagement. If a Titan moves erratically, he doesn't react randomly. He observes, measures distance, tracks rhythm, then he adjusts. His attacks are never desperate attempts, they are solutions to problems he has already calculated. Under extreme pressure, most soldiers rely on instinct alone. Levi combines instinct with analysis. While others are overwhelmed by the scale of a Titan's size, he breaks it down into manageable variables: speed of the arms, reach radius, blind spots, terrain limitations. To him, even the most terrifying enemy becomes a structure with weaknesses. Another defining trait is his refusal to hesitate. Hesitation is the space where fear grows. Levi closes that space instantly. Once he decides on a course of action, he commits fully. There is no second guessing midair. No retreat halfway through a strike. That level of decisiveness is terrifying to opponents because it removes unpredictability from his side while amplifying it for them. This mindset becomes even more powerful during high-stakes confrontations. Against intelligent enemies who strategize and anticipate human reactions, Levi remains unreadable. He doesn't taunt, he doesn't monologue, he doesn't reveal frustration. His silence forces opponents to question themselves. They cannot detect weakness because he does not display it. Levi's leadership style also reflects his mental strength. He makes brutal decisions when necessary, even when they carry emotional weight. In moments where others might freeze under the burden of responsibility, he acts. Not because he is heartless, but because he understands that survival sometimes demands painful choices. That ability to prioritize the mission over personal attachment reinforces his image as someone unshakable. What makes this even more compelling is that Levi has endured immense loss. He has seen comrades fall repeatedly. Yet instead of allowing grief to paralyze him, he channels it into focus. His cold exterior is a shield, one forged through hardship. Every loss sharpens his resolve rather than breaking it. Titans are creatures of destruction, but they cannot mentally break someone who has already faced despair and kept moving forward. There is also a psychological dominance in how he carries himself. Levi does not appear larger than life physically, yet his presence commands attention. When he steps onto the battlefield, allies feel steadier. Enemies grow cautious. That influence stems from reputation built through consistent performance. He does not need dramatic speeches, his results speak for him. Levi's cold mindset and battle intelligence transform him into more than just a powerful soldier. They make him efficient, decisive, and relentless. Titans thrive on chaos and fear, but Levi thrives on control and clarity. And when a being designed to inspire terror faces someone who cannot be shaken, the balance of fear shifts. Titans are feared by humanity, but when Levi appears, they face something far more dangerous, a mind that cannot be overwhelmed. Power creates impact, but reputation creates fear long before the battle even begins. By the time Levi steps onto the battlefield, the outcome already feels decided. His psychological aura, the presence he carries without saying much, is one of the strongest reasons he is feared by Titans, especially the intelligent ones who are capable of recognizing patterns and threats. Levi does not announce himself with loud declarations or dramatic entrances. His presence is quiet, controlled, almost minimal. Yet that silence is exactly what makes it heavy. When other soldiers see him arrive, their breathing steadies. Their posture straightens. Hope returns. That shift in morale is not accidental, it is built on history. Over and over again, Levi has entered impossible situations and walked out alive. That consistency transforms a skilled fighter into a symbol. For Titans who possess awareness and strategic thinking, Levi represents a variable that cannot be ignored. Most humans are predictable under fear. They scatter. They hesitate. They act emotionally. Levi does none of those things. His movements are deliberate. His eyes stay focused. He studies his opponent as if they are already defeated, simply waiting for the final motion. That unwavering confidence radiates outward like pressure in the air. Psychological dominance is often invisible, but its effects are undeniable. When intelligent Titans recognize Levi on the field, they adapt their strategies. They avoid direct engagement. They prioritize eliminating him first. That reaction alone reveals everything. You do not target someone first unless you believe they are the greatest threat. Levi's name carries weight because it has been proven repeatedly through action. There is also the myth surrounding him. Stories travel quickly among soldiers and enemies alike. Tales of Titans falling within seconds. Of overwhelming odds reversed in moments. Of a single soldier slicing through chaos without pause. Whether every detail is exaggerated or not does not matter. What matters is the image those stories build. Levi becomes larger than his physical size. He becomes an idea, the embodiment of humanity's sharpest edge. His composure strengthens that aura even further. Levi rarely shows excitement in victory. He does not celebrate excessively. He simply completes the mission. That lack of emotional display makes him feel even more controlled, almost mechanical in efficiency. To enemies, that can be unsettling. A fighter fueled by rage can be manipulated. A fighter fueled by ego can be baited. But someone calm, disciplined, and unreadable is far more dangerous. Even in moments where he is injured or exhausted, Levi refuses to project weakness. His posture remains firm. His voice remains steady. That resilience reinforces the legend. If Titans are creatures designed to embody terror, Levi stands as a contradiction, human, yet unafraid. And when fear fails to control its target, it begins to lose its power. Another layer of his psychological impact comes from how he treats battle itself. He does not see Titans as invincible gods or unstoppable forces. He sees them as obstacles, targets, problems to be solved. That perspective strips them of their dominance. When someone refuses to acknowledge your superiority, your intimidation loses effect. Levi's mindset reshapes the battlefield before the first strike is made. Over time, this consistent dominance creates a shift in roles. Humanity fears Titans by default. But when Levi is present, Titans, especially those capable of thought, must calculate around him. They must respect his range, his speed, his decision-making. They must prepare specifically for him. That reversal is powerful. It shows that fear is not fixed. It can change direction. Levi's psychological aura is not built on loud heroics or dramatic speeches. It is built on reliability, composure, and relentless results. His presence alone alters the flow of battle. And when your very existence forces monsters to rethink their strategy, you have already won half the fight before it even begins. As we bring everything together, it becomes clear that Levi is not feared by Titans for just one reason. It's not only his speed, though it's overwhelming. It's not only the awakened Ackerman bloodline, though it pushes him beyond normal human limits. It's not only his cold mindset and battle intelligence, though they allow him to remain calm where others would collapse. And it's not only his psychological presence, though that alone can shift the balance of a battlefield. It's the combination of all these elements, perfectly controlled, perfectly sharpened, that transforms Levi into something far greater than a skilled soldier. He represents humanity at its absolute peak. In a world where Titans were meant to dominate through size, regeneration, and terror, Levi stands as living proof that discipline can rival brute force, that instinct can overcome chaos, and that a single human being can rewrite the rules of fear. What makes his character so powerful is that he never fights for glory. He doesn't crave recognition. He doesn't seek to be called a hero. Every movement, every decision, every battle is driven by responsibility. He carries loss, trauma, and sacrifice without allowing them to weaken him. Instead, they forge him into something sharper, stronger, unbreakable. Titans were created to make humanity feel small. But whenever Levi steps onto the battlefield, that narrative flips. The giants hesitate, the intelligent ones calculate, the unstoppable forces become cautious. And in that moment, fear changes direction. Levi is feared not because he is a monster, but because he is the strongest example of what a determined human can become. And in the world of Attack on Titan, when Titans learn to fear a man, that man is Levi Ackerman.